This mentally challenged man just wanted to save the little girl who had fallen down. But at that moment, a woman saw the scene and was so frightened that she sat down on the ground. She thought the man was assaulting the little girl, not realizing he was performing CPR on her. That day, the mentally challenged man was taken to the police station. The media outside was frantically filming and reporting, but these reporters did not know that the man had the mental capacity of a 6-year-old child. He was kind-hearted and loved his daughter very much. The police took him to the scene to collect evidence because the dead girl was the police chief's child. Under pressure from the chief, they wanted to close the case quickly. They told the man to take off the dummy's pants, and the crowd at the scene began shouting at him. The police whispered to him that as long as he took off his own belt, he could go home to see his daughter right away. The man, wanting to see his daughter, did as he was told. The man was formally arrested and sentenced to death in the initial trial. Soon after, he was sent to prison. In prison, the boss sent someone to snatch his verdict. Upon learning of his crime, the boss suddenly stood up and hit the man. The man had no idea what he had done wrong. But when a few people saw that his initial sentence was death, they stopped bullying him. However, the man was also isolated by the inmates. During the day, he would use a stick to write his daughter's name on the ground. When he looked up, he noticed someone was sharpening a toothbrush. That person, holding the sharpened toothbrush, was staring at the boss of his cell. Suddenly, a few people ran quickly towards the boss. At this moment, the man rushed up to block the attack. The boss reacted and saw the man lying on the ground. Back in the cell, the man had bandages wrapped around his waist. The boss, in order to repay the favor, promised to fulfill one wish for the man. It turned out that the boss had a back door in the prison. During exercise time, he would throw a ball over the wall and have people outside throw it back in. The ball thrown back would contain contraband items that couldn't be obtained in the prison. But the man said his daughter's name. He just wanted to see his daughter. This put the boss in a difficult situation. Using his connections, he planned a grand song and dance party in the prison, with his daughter among the performers. They quietly took the girl away. The cellmates used a cardboard box to send the girl to cell number 7. When the daughter poked her head out of the box and saw her father by the wall, she loudly called out, "Dad!" The man turned his head, hardly daring to believe this was real. He crawled over, crying, and hugged his daughter. He didn't know that his daughter had been looking for him for a long time but couldn't find her dad. The boss reminded him that his voice was too loud, and if it attracted the prison guards, everyone would suffer. The cellmates beside him, afraid of getting their sentences extended, ran to the small window and began loudly shouting for the prison guards. The guards heard the noise and walked over. He wanted to tell the guards that a girl had entered the room. The man's eyes were full of tears, and at that moment, the little girl held her father's finger. He looked at the girl, and the girl shook her head pitifully, tears streaming down the corners of her eyes. In the end, the man changed his words and said he wanted bread. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. The girl ran into her father's arms again, reminding him to keep his voice down. The little girl asked her father why he was here and if he was a bad person. He told his daughter that he was not a bad person and that they were the bad ones. What no one expected was that the performance troupe left early, and the daughter was unable to leave, forgotten in the cell. The father and daughter were both very happy, but this made the cellmates very afraid. On the one hand, they had to find a way to prevent the prison guards from discovering her, and on the other hand,